Hello, GM. What's up, everybody? What's up? I realize this is a little too much in the camera. It's stream time. It's stream time. Cool. Got my camera good. So I'm a little bummed. Not that this really matters for most people, but I had a different camera I was going to use today for the drawing cam, and had the wrong cable. Really, I had the wrong port on my computer. There was no USB-C ports left open, so next stream. But I have a camera I want to use. That way I don't have to use my phone as the viewfinder anymore. But it'll be nice. I'm excited because I can also do recording on the camera separately, so that after the fact, you know, we have the stream, but then we have just like the raw recording of the drawing. So I am bummed that that couldn't happen today, but it's okay because today is so for those who don't know, this is the drawing board. And the drawing board is really just, well, I actually don't have it on. I need to put my paper on the drawing board. But we start with the drawing board here. Let me put it on the paper. Okay, now it's officially the drawing board. And really I don't have, I mean, I have like subtle plans of what I want to do today. If there's no, like, if I don't get anywhere with what I'm drawing, but ultimately today is just a day to draw with pencil and paper and see how it goes. And so today, one thing I wanted to do, I did the Joe Jam emote on Tuesday's stream, and I really liked it, and it worked, and there's honestly nothing wrong with it, but it could be better. And that's sort of where I'm at. I think I want to redo it and then reanimate it in Photoshop, but do it correctly this time. I was kind of rushed at the end because I was like, okay, we've been drawing for 3 hours now. I can tell people's attention spans kind of dip after the hour-and-a-half mark. Went into overdrive mode when I was streaming. It was so hot. Another camera would probably kill my laptop. Dude, it's... Luckily, the phone is pretty nice for all. Like, I honestly have no complaints with using my phone, other than the fact that when I'm streaming my phone, like, I cannot use it the whole time. And yeah, so that's the only issue. But it works. I'm really excited to use the other camera. It should be higher quality, and I can get, like, because it's the camera that's on the gimbal, so I can like angle it to exactly where I want it to look, and because I'm left-handed, I can get a shot where it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter what hand you are, but I get a shot where it's like my hand isn't covering the whole drawing, so you get to see the drawing the whole time. And then, like I said, I get to like click record on the camera, and then that stores into an SD card, so then I can take that and we can use that for editing. Which is really nice. I'm very excited about that. But it didn't work today, and I was really woke up this morning. I was like, no, I've been looking forward to this. I should have tried it, but the cable that came in was correct, but then I didn't have the port for it. So, and what's up, GM to everybody on Abstract. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you enjoy this stream. Today's stream is a little cozier than Tuesday's stream because there's no dice roll. But yeah, I've seen streamers with like 8 different camera setups and they switch to randomly different views. I'm not gonna lie, I do want 2 webcams. I want a webcam for when I'm doing this drawing, so it's like right in front of me, and then I want one over here for when I'm doing digital. I'd say I have a pretty decent computer. I did buy it during the NFT height, so you know. Anyone who was around for then might have been spending a little bit more money than they should have. So, but I got a nice rig. My internet is good for the most part. That's a big Alienware. No, it's a pre-built, or not pre-built. It's a custom built one. But it's a big guy. It's got liquid cooling and stuff, and tons of fans on there. But it also, one of the things I wanted was the little like LED dial, or the LED thing over the liquid cooling, and it displays a cool cat on fire. Like, you know, the "this is fine" meme where it's the dog sitting in the house that's on fire. Someone made a well, actually we made the Cool Cats version of that, and that's what's animating in that dial because it gets so hot in there. And so it's a nice rig, but man, dude, graphics cards, I mean it's been like 4 years since I bought this, which now I'm outdated. But graphics cards are massive these days. Like, at first I was trying to fit it into my old computer, the computer I built by hand. But the thing is like way bigger than that entire machine. Yeah, they're insane. Must be multi-stream setups or something. I've seen people IRL streaming directly to servers in the cloud. That's cool. I was honestly surprised the custom LAN stream yesterday went pretty much like without any flaws. And I think the camera flaw had nothing to do with the internet, but I was streaming on a MacBook over Wi-Fi for that stream. So luckily, IRL streams take way less, you know, on your computer. But I almost dropped my coffee. Could have been a completely different drawing stream if I dropped my coffee. HP Omen and Razor Blade. Those aren't laptops, right? Cute mug, yeah. Yeah, I drew this forever ago, and we still have this mug. Yeah, I loved the custom line stream yesterday. That was using the camera I was talking about. This is the main one. But I really liked that stream and the patches that came out of it. So I guess without further ado, so what I'm doing today is I'm going to draw Joe Jam again, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit better. And then I think I'm going to bring that to digital, and then we're going to animate it. And I don't think there's anything else I want to animate. I'm trying to think about killing two birds with one stone here. Because like the switch between physical and digital, like that's a switch I have to make, and it's hard to switch back. So I'm thinking through that. The other thing I want to do is make little subscriber badges for Twitch. Now that we have more subscribers over there. And then some people who've been subscribing since 4 years ago, and so they're at like a higher tier now. I want them to have like a special badge, and so that might be the other thing I work on. So I might do like a good just like drawing board sesh, and then once I get bored of that, I'll go to digital and start animating. So I'm gonna draw Joe from scratch again because like I think I just have to. Yeah, just thinking through my process today. But that's the point of these days. I just show up on camera and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to draw, really. Last Thursday, I showed up with some stuff to do. And then Words Taste Weird redeemed the Twitch redeem where I draw them a picture. And so I took longer drawing that. Actually, I can show it on stream. Here we go. Wait. So they redeemed, you have to get 20k cloins, which is just a currency on Twitch. But I drew this for them on stream, and I don't think I'll do this for every time someone redeems that, because technically it's a quick drawing, but they were the first to redeem it, and so I was like, I gotta do it well. And sorry, Words, if you're watching, I have not sent it yet. It was a crazy weekend, and that weekend has flown into the week, so apologize. That's why I was like, let me at least get you the scanned version of it, but it's safe and sound here. And actually, I'm kind of glad I still have it because I could show people on stream on the abstract side, since we didn't do this on abstract last Thursday. But now every stream will be on abstract, so you guys won't miss anything anymore. The custom land one was so fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it was fun. I think I've seen a few people now who have never streamed before, and they're all nervous beforehand, and then they do their first stream, and then they leave the stream being like, wow, that was actually a lot of fun. I might want to do more of that, which is the greatest thing. Especially when you get your setup correct. Like, I know for me, now that I've done this like multiple times, getting like just clicking the go live button, and there's like minimal setup I need to do, but it's so easy to start streaming now. And I love it because I've never really had an issue with people watching me draw, which apparently a lot of artists have like a big problem with people watching them create. So I'm glad I don't, because I really enjoy this, and I enjoy getting any suggestions from chat and kind of like the feedback, the back and forth. It's like really what makes a stream fun, is that. Definitely helps having good community. Yeah, it helps that you all show up genuinely for those streams. I know for Custom Land that was huge. They love getting questions. They love answering them, and walking you through the process. And that's what's cool. It's a nice like breakup, because it's not like a traditional stream where like, you know, I'm over. I got my window right here, the chat under me, and all that. It was like an IRL stream. So yeah. I guess I'm gonna get started. I love yapping at the beginning to get people in here, but yeah. Oh, and for anyone who cares about the Pokemon streams, I did something really cool last night. I finally like set up a connection point thing. So if anyone wants to watch Pokemon, that's after the stream. But but let's draw something. I can't do that until I finish something. So let me zoom in here. I also made my camera lower, and so I hope this isn't too zoomed in, because it might be. But we zoom in very close here, and I always like to bust out the ruler. This is how zoomed in we are. Actually, that's kind of fun, having the ruler there. So I draw really small. That's like kind of it's a blessing and a curse, but I draw very, very tiny. So. Okay, that was a perfect Joe head. Is it gonna be one of those days where I just draw the thing immediately and we're good to go? Also, so I can't see some of your names on abstract. They're just seed, or not seed, you know, wallet numbers. But GM everyone over there. Love to call you by your name, but GM to everyone. I could call you by your color. GM orange, GM blue. But everyone on Twitch, GM JL, GM Sheepy, Link, Tymo. What's up, everybody? Just one of those days. Yeah, I draw one good, like, I call them circles, but for characters I like to do like an oval. I like it to be a little bit more wide than tall. That was a great one. That's a great start right there. So what I want to do differently with the Joe Jam, and maybe it would help if I show it on stream. I realized I could have done that. Joe Jam. One sec. I knew I should have put this in here before, but it's okay because it's not an emote yet. Twitch has to like approve it. So it's great. I really do love this. It is like, try to keep it as similar to like Pepe Jam as possible, where all it's doing is going up and down. But I'm like, I can do more than that. And so what I really want to do is, like, as Joe's going up and down, her head is like bobbing with it, you know, and maybe her eyes are closed and maybe they open at one point. And I want it to be a little bit more dynamic because I think having a jam emote is awesome. So I'll put her in the corner for this stream as a reference point. Let me put her in the cat gifts folder. Cool. So she's just gonna be bobbing in the corner. That's where all the dancing emotes go. And it also helps because if the stream ever, if I'm ever not on camera, I like having something oh my god, brain fart for a second. I like having something animate on screen at all times so that people know the video is playing. Sort of my thought process there. All right, I've spent enough time with just a circle drawn on the page. Let's keep going. I'm trying to like scoot everything in the right. Okay. So I want her face. So we're gonna draw some guidelines here. I want her face to be able to go like up and down as we do this. And so that when she reaches her peak of bouncing high, that's when her like head will follow. And as she's dipping, her head will then follow after that, and it'll create like a nice looking like head bob. And maybe we'll go side to side. I don't know how confident I am of doing that, but regardless, and I might not make her mouth open. I might just make it like a smile. Just like a little smile like that. And then I want her eyes to be bigger. Actually, that I kind of messed up on the eye there, but that actually kind of worked. Huh. Yeah, so like I mean that like little mistake I did there looked like an eyelid, and I was like, oh, I've been drawing. I'll do it to the side so I don't mess it up. Let me show you what I was talking about. I've been drawing her eyes like this when I close them, which still works. Like, you know, and there's the eyelashes, and let's give her the beak. But I just did it like that, and I actually like that more for what we're doing, but that looks cursed, so I'm gonna cross that out. Okay. But she is jamming to music, and I guess like cool. That kind of works there. Do I want to extend her face? Because I want her eye to have just this like little bit of gap between. I don't want her eye to be like touching the edge of her face, which it'll be pretty damn close, but what about an ooh mouth? Like Christian Bale's not ooh, like that. So that'll be great. Let's do that in digital. I think that would be a great thing to do in digital, is like test out different mouth, like how the mouth is, and then different eyes as well, because it'll be fun to see her, and like it'd be cool if her jamming gif is like a longer one, and it's a little bit more dynamic. So I like that. I'll put that I'll keep that in my head as we draw this. So first things first, I'm just gonna draw Joe, how Joe normally is. Okay, we're gonna cut off a little bit of the top of her head, and then I drew her like feather in the back way too big for the one we already did. And I want it to be smaller because I want more of her to like fit in frame here. And even then, I don't like that. I want the like, that's it moment. Plastic surgeons be like. Because then we're going to draw the headphones here. Okay, for the sake of separating these, so it's a little more clear what I'm doing, I'm gonna color in like the headband of the... Hey, thank you, Sugar. Also, welcome in. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a great day. And so the other thing I was debating was the one I already did of Joe. I do kind of like that it's going off of her head, like up and off. But we're probably gonna draw her a few times here. And it definitely needs the cat ears. The cat ears are adorable to add on to this. It's very Joe. Okay. So I don't love it. So we're going to redraw it. And that's probably going to be the case for a lot of today. I'm just going to keep drawing it over and over again until I feel like that's it. It's always the thing I'm looking for. Because you know. And when you know, you know. And if you don't know, well, now you know. I guess her eyes could be like that. That's a little happier. Okay. That's a little happier. Okay. That's better. I think the problem was I drew them too far back. I like her feathers being up more. Knowing is the half the battle of G.I. Joe. Did anyone ever watch the G.I. Joe, oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of them. The one with the dubs. Or they dubbed on top of them. I used to watch those all the time. Hey, kid. Stop all the downloading. Or no, it's hey, kid, yeah, pork chop sandwiches. Okay, thank you, Timer. Oh, God, what the? Get the hell out of here, you kids. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, I'm a computer. Dude, those would crack me up. I quote that like 5 times a week. I know, dude. I love the one where it's they're like on the lake and one of the kids jumps in and then like I think gets electrocuted, and then there's the G.I. Joe in like the aquatic suit who like comes in, and I love the like running thing that whoever the voice actor is for that, you just can't hear what he's saying. It's just and, like the guy at the end is, "Are you my father?" I just like I haven't thought about that in a sec, those videos, but man. Give him the stick, give him the stick, don't give him the stick. We should watch some of those. Oh man, okay, so I like the Joe from this one. Yeah, I'm gonna watch those real quick. We should watch a few on stream one day. Dang, I liked the Joe that I drew, but I just messed up the headphones because I got too much into my storytelling there. Okay. So we could bust out the light table today, because this is one of those cases where, I mean, here's also what I could do. This is another thing I'll do. If I like part of the drawing I did, I'll outline the drawing. Because when I scan it, it's easier for me to take out the ink and the pencil. It's easy through the steps. Just flip it, skip it, see you later, bye. I think what's funny is that how long all of those quotes have stayed in my head after not thinking about it for years. G.I. Joe. Yeah, they were totally ridiculous and memorable. It was just that age of the internet where like there were very few internet videos, and so when there was a very popular one, like everyone knew about it and watched it over and over again. Jump in power line with the bicycle and G.I. Joe steps in. Yeah. Why is it that? Yeah, but it's not important. It's like, why do I remember? Why couldn't I have remembered more important things in my life? It's because we all like went to school and then would quote that, and everyone at school would, you know, it would just become the joke. It's because back in the day, all we had was E-Bomb's World and Albino Black Sheep. Okay, so if all else fails, we have this version of Jeej. Jeej Joe. Oh god, I'm cooked. Same thing, honestly. Jeej Joe, they're the same character. One guy said that we all thought we would be on fire more often as adults because stop, drop, and roll. Pork chop sandwiches. Oh man. Life belongs. What's up? What's up? Welcome on in. I hope you've had some successful Kaizo runs. Because you might appreciate this, but I figured out you can hook up your Kaizo tracker to your stream. And so that people can like ask commands like exclamation point BST, and it'll know the Pokemon that you're running and put that in chat and give you information about it. It's really cool. Okay, so Joe is like this. I'm gonna draw the rest of Joe. I also wanted one where Joe's like hand is in the air. No, it needs to be more like here. Yeah, the only problem is I'm like trying to do this in a square, so anything might go outside of the square. I played last night and got smoked. Yeah, I'm hoping today's is not like Tuesdays. Tuesdays was brutal. Yeah, I was visibly not having a fun time. Bring me back to summers at my friends trying to learn the ultimate showdown word for. Whoa, that's another one. The ultimate showdown. The amount of times this cinnamon was actually basil. Man, simpler times, man, on the internet. Oh, so one thing, I think I mentioned this on last stream. One thing I want to do, now that I'm drawing this Joe doing that, it kind of looks like the RD cheer emote if I did that. I kind of want a version of every character doing that. Every like main character. And I guess when I say main character, I mean Blue Cat, Joe, RD, Kira, Chugs. It's really just the 5. Yeah, exactly, Mo. Oh, what's up, Mo? What's up? I like casually said your name and I was like, wait, Mo's in here. Even though that's supposed to be, I really like this now. See, this is how these streams go. I start wanting to do one thing and it slowly morphs into I create something else. But I think this is really cute. So I'm at least gonna finish it, because if we bring this to digital, I just have to redraw that. And that's easy peasy. But we gotta give Joe her necklace. Mo, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a splendid day. Thanks for stopping by the Custom Land stream yesterday. Okay, so if I redraw this, and I might just copy and paste the one that's from Artie, these little things, because they'd be exactly the same for the most part. But I really love this Joe. There's something like kind of like squishier about her. Kind of like the Artie one, but she needs little. I didn't finish her. Just like Blue Cat needs whiskers, she really needs her like piercings and then her little eyelashes. Good. I'm glad to hear you're having a good day. It's Thursday. I genuinely, Thursdays feel like a Friday now. I get all excited to get on stream, like, which I love. Like, I love that. I really look forward to these days. In the week, I'm like, can it just be the day I stream? Okay, sorry, I'm locking in because I went outside of the line on purpose, which kind of failed. I had the right idea right here, but really it's like should have gone more like there. Yeah, and then so that wouldn't be there. Cool. All right. I think we're going to end up drawing this one, but I'm going to still try to draw the Joe Jam. So this is a good thing. We've been drawing so many other characters that I'm like, there's actually not that many of Blue Cat anymore. In the new style, in air quotes, of like me drawing it on stream. Because I think all the ones I'm creating on stream have been slightly different than what we've been doing. Spent all last night painting a cosplay for SDCC. Let's go. Oh my god, I forgot that's right around the corner. Have you talked about what the cosplay is? I'm curious. Is it something we'd know? Or is it a secret? We have to see the unveiling of it. I'm out drinking today. Hope the stream goes well. Let's go. Let's go, Jish. I hope you're having a great time. That was me over the weekend, kinda. I just ended up being one of those, like, I just ended up staying out all day. I got really, really tired because we walked around. And I might do a weekend stream. There's a chance it's only Pokemon. Ooh, but it's Fallout based. Yes, that means you have a Pip-Boy. I'm guessing. Actually, maybe I'm. Oops, sorry. I'm guessing you have a Pip-Boy. Hopefully, you have unless you're like a super mutant or something. You got a really big cosplay. Also, what's up, FYT? Coming in from X. How you doing? Okay. So this was technically a sidetrack here. And I think the Joe Jam, like, is good how it is. And I don't want to, like, reinvent the wheel here. But I do want to redraw it. So the difference, basically what I'm saying is this Joe that I just drew his face, like, straight on. I think the Joe I need to draw for Joe Jam needs to, like, face to the side a little bit. Kind of already like how I drew her. Yeah, the Fallout series was great. I was really worried because, like, I'm a big Fallout 3 fan. And New Vegas, but I played a lot of Fallout 3. That's like how I became best friends with like one of my buddies. We had like homeroom together in school, and he was like, have you played well, we first started playing Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and that was like first what started to get us talking. And then he's like, dude, you got to get Fallout 3, this game is awesome. And then I did, and it became all like the whole year it's all we talked about. I was like, did you collect this? Because neither of us wanted to look online of what to do, so we just told each other what we figured out. I was going to, and I still could. I thought it'd be hilarious to do one of the Mojave Express. That'd be great. Oh man, yeah. I only want the Pip-Boy because it looks cool, but there's so many other cool characters in that world, and it's like most people do a vault, you know, dweller. So, you know, you get in the jumpsuit. It is what it is. But there's so many other cool characters. Okay, so let's try drawing Joe again. So we got our head. Center that a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, we want to do something other than the vault dweller. I get that. Yeah, it's fun to like be different than the standard. So you're not gonna dress up as Deadpool or Spider-Man? I just feel like that's a go-to for so many people. Any of the characters that you can just put on a jumpsuit for, and that's the cosplay. I'm thinking Baja Blast Ghoul. Yeah, it's like you just take like Nuka-Cola, but it's now Baja Blast. Which actually would still work in the Fallout world because it's like blast. So you could still make it a little mini bomb, a mini nuke. That's funny. The Baja Blast. Nope, did that way too big. I need that. Yeah, my Baja Blast levels have been really low lately. I haven't been really trying not to get like food that I don't make at home. I'm like really trying to stay on that. Okay, so sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I want her mouth to be right here. I'm really having a tough part with the headphones. That's like I think where I'm really struggling here. So let's give her like a little smile like that, and then kind of round out the beak here. Okay, so that part's good. I'm getting Taco Bell. I won't tell you I'm getting Taco Bell in a bit. I can't. I'm trying to budget. I'm trying to like be really good about saving money. Cause man, there was a moment where Gigi and I were getting food delivery a little too much, and you realize how fast that adds up. And so we made a conscious decision to like, no more. Or if we do, we have to go to the drive-thru. We have to drive to go get it. It's just that LA is scary. I don't like driving around sometimes. You see that we were finally getting a Baja Blast pie? Gross, dude. What? I gotta know what that looks like. Baja Blast pie, like a taco pie. That makes sense, but how do you do that with? It's funny. Yeah, we need a cheat day to Taco Bell. I agree. We've been doing well. Looks like a Jello pie. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. That's a little bit better. But CLON, you'd get something delivered from Milk Jug, right? Though, yeah. They would make it eventually. I'd send them to the wrong direction. That'd be so sick. I actually low key want those like Oh my god, Tymo sent me the picture. Okay, that's a little bit better. Still disgusting, but better. That looks like a key lime pie. And I actually love key lime pie. Yeah, I love the delivery episode. There's so many like little bits in that. And I was happy I got to add one of my own lines into the dialogue. Where I said, where Artie says to Blue Cat he looks simple to draw. I was like, that was my contribution to that episode. Well, there are many parts, but that was directly me. It's tough when you're dealing, you're up against some like writers who are like, this is their job. This is what they do this for a living. And comedians and stuff. So, I keep drawing the headphones like square. What if I did like rounded? Yeah, let's do that. And I'm gonna fill it in here because I'm struggling. I'm like kind of wanting the pencil to help me out here with these headphones. Okay, that works. Nerding out over the different backgrounds. Yeah, that's exactly why we did it. We were like, we really just want to show like there is a world here, but we can't get there yet because we need to like really solidify one place. But it was our way of doing that. And man, the artists who worked on the background killed it. Absolutely killed it. And there's the little Easter egg that... Oh my gosh, sorry. Burping a lot. Sometimes coffee does that to me. There's a little Easter egg that, there's a bunch of ancient statues of Blue Cat. Wait, he's the only Blue Cat left in the current day. Why is that? Were there more? Okay, this is looking like a better Joe. Although, I'm gonna have a harder time making her head go up and down. We will figure it out. I also kind of want her to have the headphones like I don't know why I'm imagining like Jet Set Radio. You guys ever played that game? With the headphones with the little antennas. I might not draw that, but I'm gonna draw it here just to test it out. Okay, that is looking better. That is looking a lot better there. Okay. Okay, perfect. And then I kind of have this like outline that I already did. Okay, that's looking good. Maybe she has hands on both of them. Hand on one headphone, other hand in the air, just like jamming. It's kind of what I'm getting at here. That one I can do in post. Okay. Let's see. I actually think I like everything except for the face now. Okay. Now there's kind of like a new... keep hitting the... So I moved this like drawing cam down a little bit, and I'm like, that might be an issue because I keep hitting the pencil on it. Okay, that works better. I think I'm ready to scan that one in. Let's see, more like that. All right, I'm gonna attempt to outline it. I could regret outlining it, but I'm gonna get into focus mode to draw this. This arm I'll have to redo, but that's okay. And then Joe's kind of like there. Okay, so that is good. I think I can go ahead and scan this. Oh, Elu, what's up? Sorry, I like literally as I was like, I'm going into focus mode. I wanted to make sure that was good. Stop talking about I need a Kira crossbody bag. Ooh, actually that one would go hard. I need to see if that might be a fun thing for Custom Land to try to make for us, is a crossbody Kira bag. It'd probably look cooler. Well, maybe not. I mean, depends what you... It'd look different, but I think it would be like more unique looking. Vibes a clock over here. Cardi B. I'm like, I know you're saying Cardi B, but I'm like, is there a Cardi V in this universe? Okay, so we have this Joe, and then we have this Joe, and I'm gonna scan them both in, because I really wanted to animate today. And I know you're just tuning in, Elu, but I have the Joe Jam that's in the... Oh, it's so hard to do things in reverse. She's down there. The Joe Jam. And I did that on Tuesday's stream, but I was like... I was at the end. I was like, I want to do it a little bit better. I want to do it just a little bit better. So, let me... Hey, this is what we did last stream. Look at these arties. I gotta say, if there are any artists out there watching, and more specifically artists who draw similar to me or like on paper, invest in a scanner. Having a scanner was the best purchase I ever did, because it's really easy to lose sketchbooks, or like, you know, things can get destroyed over time. But if you have a scan of it, you've got it forever with good cloud storage. She's listening to Bon Jovi. When Joe Elu duet. Yeah, I need Joe to be jamming to some Elu. Just like in her ear. The Artie gang again. Yeah, I love these. I just had to show them again. Oh wait, I can zoom out here. Yeah. Dude, Tuesday stream. I love the Tuesday streams. Those were definitely my favorite. But I now know, even though it might feel like I can get 4 emotes done, does not mean I should try to shoot for 4 emotes. We did it, but Joe was the last one we did. And by the last one, I was feeling it. I was like, okay, I've kind of exhausted all of my drawing illustration juices. Like, I'm zapped. So, those different arties on a wallpaper. Yeah. I love the one that was made into an emote, which I wish they I wish on Twitch you have to like get certain emotes accepted, and it's a process and it takes some time, but the arty one I really love how it turned out. Look at him. It's perfect. You'll go right here. No, it can't go there. I was thinking about moving some of the... Let's get rid of Banana Cat. I don't hate Banana Cat, but... Cool, those two will be jamming. We'll have Artie tip-tapping away at the bottom. Okay, and then we'll lock those. Banana split. Yeah, he split. Alright, let's save these in my folder. I just have all of my scans go to one folder. Yeah, Thursday basically equals Friday, and Friday basically equals Saturday. I agree. That Chugs perspective. Yeah, the Chugs one actually did get accepted as an emote. I will say the Chugs one, as far as like a meme emote goes, it turned out awesome. Let's get him in here. Okay. Because I was trying to achieve that like low quality look. He's so good. I really love this one. A memote. Yeah, he just like something about him. Looks perfect. Big fan. Yeah. Here. It'd be a good like I'm away. Yeah, it's exactly, it's a sarcastic thumbs up, and it really matches the sage like energy. I just love adding like the PNG hand, like the realistic hands onto things. It's so funny to me. Yeah, dude, that sage one. Oh man, this guy's good. All right, let me yeah, that Artie one that you posted, Link, that was like, I think version 1 of this stream, or version 1 of the emote. I'm gonna try doing that. Okay, I'm sorry for anyone on any other platform. We're putting Twitch chat on. I like Twitch chat way more, because you actually get to see everything animate, and you get to see the badges next to names, you get to see the colors of the names. It's just like, so, oh, I don't have my laptop. One sec. All right, this is what I used to draw. If anyone was ever wondering, just a nice little MacBook. My emote is busted. Wait, what emote? What emote? Okay. Whoops. Usually I have all of this prepared. So my bad. Full cam. Let's get Twitch chat instead of restream chat. There we go. Whoops. 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 All right. Luckily my laptop is at 91% because the charger is not hooked up either. So I did forget to do something before stream. I was so locked in on the camera not working, I forgot I needed my laptop today. And now I can get rid of this thing in front of my face. Make sure I actually take a picture, everyone. Hey. Cool. Okay, so that's good. Let's get this arm out of here. Oh, it shows as text for you? When I tap the emote, it just makes some text? What? It shows up on screen. Why did I hit that pose like I was gonna be in? That's so funny. Behind your screen. And then we got a light over there. Cool. And then we're moving over here. That's there, but no. This. Okay. Need keyboards. I was not prepared. Let's move this over here. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's put that over there. Cool. Oh, that's how I should have done it. Okay. Okay. Boom. Bada bing. Bada boom. All right. That looks good. And then get the drawing board out of here. You are not prepared, Illidan. Man. In Warcraft 3, I played the Night Elves because I really liked playing as Illidan as a hero. I'm just trying to make sure I got all of the chats accounted for. Read messages. Okay, we're good over there. Such a good expansion. Burning Crusades. Yeah, dude. Oh man, there was a little bit of a resurgence with Warcraft 3 when the whole hardcore World of Warcraft thing was going on with all the streamers. Oh, I don't have Wi-Fi on. Now we gotta wait for Dropbox. And Grubby, the like longtime professional Warcraft 3 player, finally got a bunch of people to start playing Warcraft 3, and it was so fun to watch. That was a big part of my childhood, was playing those games. Because my parents were like, we are not getting a subscription for you to World of Warcraft. Because I was too young to afford things for myself at that time. Wish I had a designated already level 60. Yeah, dude. We still got that hard craft. I keep messing that word up. The hardcore World of Warcraft server. I got a level 35 and a level 32, I think, but I never. And that's not even halfway. That's the worst part. Yeah, hardcore is way too scary. I agree. But man, the dungeons are so much fun because of the fear. It's like, you know, you gotta make sure you're actually locked in. Okay, let's see here. Alright, I think I'm ready to switch over. I just want to make sure I got it. I got everything I need. And open with Photoshop. Cool. Alright, we should be locked in. We should be good to go. Maybe let me get the last thing I might need, which is in this folder, which is the animated one. Okay, now we should be good to go. Sorry, there's always a little bit of setup I need to do. Okay. So let's switch over to Photoshop. Let's go. And then let's make Twitch chat the one to see. Oh, where are my dancing emotes? Huh? Where are they? Joe. There they are. Okay. There they are. Okay, so Joe. And then need him jamming with them. Oh, wait, where is the other one? Here, I gotta copy and paste them over. I want the arty one. I want all the emotes. There he is. Perfect. Okay. Put him in that folder and then lock it. Okay. Sorry, I like to say things out loud. Okay, I missed a lot here. So the cost of subs got me into Guild Wars. Yeah. I did play BC. That's funny. Yeah, the cost of subscriptions. I mean, that's a real thing, especially back when subscriptions were not like a normal thing that everyone was used to. I'm stealing that line, JL. Yeah, the dungeons are so much fun because of the fear. It's true. It's so true. I played 3 of the original and a ton of GW2. Oh yeah, that's cool. We got some nerd talk. We're just a bunch of gaming nerds. All right. So we have this now. I'm going to start with the Joe Jam because that was the point of the stream. And that could actually end up taking a long time because of how I want to do it. So let's get that going here. I knew it. I knew it. I was like, because I had to do the setup after the fact. It does this thing where it doesn't register my pen. Dang it. Okay, so we're gonna do a few things by mouse here because I don't want to have to reopen everything. Dang it. Because basically what that means is I have to restart my MacBook completely. That's funny. Alright, let's at least get this onto an artboard. And then we'll save this. Oh, oy vey. Alright. I'm just gonna put it in my downloads folder because it's gonna move from there. Joe Jam. Alright, so we gotta go back to full screen. Haha! Now we restart my MacBook. Don't save, don't save. Cool. It's a problem I never had before, before streaming, was where my the stylus of the Wacom just doesn't work. It's weird. Let's see, where can I put Twitch chat? Is there a better spot for Twitch chat? Maybe like up here. Maybe a little bit smaller, but then yeah, up here. Because I'm rarely sitting, like, I guess I am sitting over here sometimes, but maybe a little smaller. Yeah, that works. And restream chat is way over there. We'll just worry about Twitch chat for right now. Actually, could I make that longer? I won't worry about that right now. More into Halo, Call of Duty, and Destiny shooters. I was really into Halo at one point. Halo 3, of course. But I was really into Team SWAT. Team SWAT was what I was all about in Halo. I loved the instant headshots. And I liked using a BR the whole time. But I was into Team Fortress 2 for a while, and then that translated into Overwatch when that came out. But I think I'm just like, I think I've had enough with shooters lately. I kind of hit this point where I just stopped playing video games within like the past, it was like 2 months ago, and just like hit this like, okay, I'm not gonna play as much. But that's why I play Pokemon on stream, because it kind of fills that. America's Army. It's supposed to train the American Army. Hey, at least it was fun, right? Oh, that's hilarious. And too real. Too real. Alright, we got Joe Jams back up, and we got the animated part. Okay, we are. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that yet. All right, we are not back yet. We are not back. We need to open this and then that. America's Army. I gotta look at this too. AA. No. Oh, there's a lot of these. This wasn't just a one game. Well, that was a weird window. Wait, what browser just opened that? Weird. I don't know what my computer's doing. All right, we're back. We are actually so back. All right, we're so back here. First thing I want to do is, I mean, technically it would make sense to draw this in the emote animator, whatever. But I'm probably just gonna do all of this on. Wait, is my Bluetooth not on? 6. Oh, there we go. I do my emotes at 640 by 640, and I forget the reason why, but I think it's a nice divisible number. Put this in the middle here. Ooh, ooh. And then we can make Joe multiplied, so it knocks out all the white. So she might be a good size, actually. Like a good amount of Joe will be cut out of the frame. So actually, let me make that the outside line and make that line bigger. Okay. And hell, let's make it a dotted line. There we go. All right, so we can kind of get a sense of what Joe is like here. We could scale it down and get more of Joe in. And then, since I don't have a line in the middle, let's make one. All right, and then I'm gonna use a guide. Boom. Boom. And then we're gonna take that same line. Make sure it's in the middle here. Just making guidelines. I just like to know where the center point is. Cool. And then we can delete that line, because now we can toggle on and off the grids here. Okay. And get us very close here. Boom. Okay, so we're looking at a lot here. Maybe I'll dip the opacity a little bit so we can kind of see through it. Okay, so what we already know is Joe will need to like bounce up and down. So we're gonna need to draw like almost like a full body Joe just to account for all the bounciness. But then I want her head to be going up and down too, which this should be easy. Yeah, that should work. And we'll see if I go crazy with any of the facial movements, but I want to make sure the base is done. Okay, and technically that's the middle. To get more of her arm there. Yeah. That works. Oh, wait. Because, like, that's technically, you get more of her in there, but I'd rather put her in the middle and then maybe increase, oh, not that way, this way. Maybe increase the scale of her. Yeah, that works. Cool. And then we want to decide, like, the keyframes. So, like, this is her fully in the frame before she goes up or down. And I might go down more than up as like I want those ears to be fully in there because I almost want the ears to be, before they get cut off, to be like the top. Yeah. Okay. Just doing some planning beforehand. Okay, now we can dip the opacity of this too. And let's get illustrating here. So I'm going to try to draw everything on its own layer. So maybe I'll show what I mean. Here. So let's get that exactly where I want it. Okay, now we can show the layers here so you know what I'm doing. The layers up there. Okay. So this is our guide layer, which is this box. And actually, wait a minute. There we go. I wanted it to be to the outside, which is not really clear when I do a dotted, or let's do a solid line. So the solid lines representing everything inside of that will be what's in frame. And then we got the Joe sketch here. And then we got our, I don't know what outline this will be, so maybe I'm just gonna name it outline to begin with, and we can maybe chop things up. But really the only thing that definitely needs to be on its own layer is the face. We could maybe put her feathers in the back on a different layer so those can go up and down. Maybe her arm off to the side could be on its own layer, so it could be going up and down as we do this. Let's experiment. Let's experiment here, but first we want to draw it all and then we will start to animate it. I don't know if anyone has seen CSGO players, like professional ones, and how close they are to the monitor. That's how I feel like when I draw. I had to get super close to get some details. Let me move the mic here. It's probably a better spot for it. This might be one of our nicest emotes in the end. Okay, so maybe I'll add a new layer here. This will be her left arm. We'll draw this. Yeah, that kind of works. So, and some of these I'll probably draw and then redraw. We have a cat who wants to come inside the drawing room. But the tax is that you have to say hey. Say hey into the mic. He's not a talker. Okay. Okay. He likes to hang while I draw. Okay, so that's on its own layer. Cool. So I'm actually gonna hide that. And we're gonna keep drawing the headphones here. And I know I did the rounded, but let's see if we do it kind of a more traditional way, sort of how I did it the first time. Start here. Like a certain type of headphone I'm looking to make here. Actually, I drew these on the outline. Let's make that a little thinner. I don't want the headphones to overpower the rest of Joe and how Joe looks. Hmm. Okay, let's keep going. Let me not get hung up on this. Best way to do this. Let's pull out a reference. Okay. Let's see. Kind of. It is rounded. I mean, at least mine are. Let's see. Not like that. I'm trying to get my head. It's so tough when the camera's reversed. Does that really look? I don't know why I feel like those are not matching. See, am I missing people from, no. Okay, cool. Alright. I know that's technically right. That doesn't feel right. No, just can you be a little quieter with that licking? It's a little weird. Thank you. That's more true to my headphones right there. I wonder if I add a little. Yeah, that works. That works. That's good enough. Okay, so kind of what I did was a little bump and then it like flattens out. And the funny thing is, I always kind of get into this detail and then I forget it's gonna be a tiny little emote. And so people just kind of need the generally what it looks like, yeah, to get the idea. I don't have to go into the realistic. Detail. Nice. Okay, that looks great. Whew. We'll focus for that one. You know, I might leave her head as its own layer as well. We might want to animate that separately. Giving the ears depth, yeah. I stole that one from the TV heads. I was like, because I've been drawing the TV head a little bit more, and it really is that one line that gets added, just like really pops it. And then we get to shade. Like this emote is definitely gonna get a lot more attention than the other emotes. Let me start a new layer here. So now that I know that this is the head layer, and then let's make the, I'm just going to call them feathers. Like, I want to do as much of this on different layers to see how much we can get away with animating, making it look high-end. So we're actually gonna go, because all of this will be hidden. Actually, now that I look at it this way here, this is the, okay. Let's do what I just did, where we hide that. Goes back to more ears. Yeah, should we add a third one on here? There's 3 ears. It's funny. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and then erase the overlap. And really, I could take this a step further and make each one of those feathers on its own layer, so that, I mean, that's really what I should do here. But for some reason, they need to be more like that, more like there. I think, yeah. Here. The only reason I'm not going to do what I just said is because if we brought this into After Effects, I think then yes, that is where we would do a lot of this. Because then I could do meshing and like put all this on a mesh and have it like a little bit more fluid. But we're not going to do that here. I'm really just focused on making the head bob as she goes up and down. Get rid of that. Let's feathers. Then I'm gonna hide those because it's kind of just like confusing at the moment. We do have this arm still, which honestly that's in a great spot. I might just redraw that a little bit, but let me take that, kind of angle it where I want it to be. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, that is more where it should be. Okay. And so let's hide that, and let's just retrace this butt cleaner. Okay. Okay, and then cool. Get rid of that one, delete it. Left, oh, not lefts. Left arm. Okay, now let's do. I guess the body is gonna be its own thing too. So the body would be like right here. We need to go far, like much lower than the bounding box because she'll be bouncing up and down. Then that's about the size of Joe. That works. Okay. That works. Most of that will be hidden, but actually probably don't even need it. You could just do that. Yeah, that looks good. I'm really debating if I should add the little lines. I don't want it to get too like cluttered here, but it is important to her character design. Okay, we'll keep it. It's about where it should be. Let me try that again. Now I'm like, what if it was there? No, I kind of liked where I had it. Oops. Cool, and then let's a little bit more grease just to separate that a little bit more. And then this is, I guess, with the body, we also want the necklace. This. Go one. Yeah. Back. All right, her body should be done, and then let's add what that on this layer, and then her right arm. I want to draw her the whole thing because it'll be waving back and forth. So start here. One there. Let's hide that. Boop, boop. Okay, so I'm gonna color it all now, and then we're gonna draw the face. Because it looks very confusing right now, probably to most people. Let's start with the back one. And this is where we start grouping things. Always good to name your layers if you can. Okay, so then we are going to do the fun part, the relaxing part, and color. And actually, I will be right back. Because the coloring is the relaxing point. I don't like having to go to the bathroom while I do this. So I will be right back. Oh, not full cam. There we go. All right. Okay, let's keep this moving. Get some coffee. That's done. And then her right arm. fill. Put that in. I love coloring with Joe's red. It's just so vibrant. Although I swear it looks different on that screen to me. Oh, we back, Tymo. Yeah, I'm hoping the animating process actually isn't too tough. At the very least, I just stick this. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time talking today. I stick to the plan, just keep it really simple. I really just want her face going up and down as she bounces up and down. So that just might be it. But I really want to try to do something a little bit more. Waving hands, like, yeah, exactly. Like I want her to like be waving the hand back and forth, which I think should be really easy. It's almost like I need to animate the whole thing and then after the fact animate her going up and down as that's happening. So try to do the up and down before all the other bits. I think it's going to get really complicated. So with animation, most of the time it's about doing it in the correct order. Is like what's most important. So as long as we do that, should be fine. Okay. And I'm naming all my layers. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for the future, for what we're about to do. Oh, let me fix this. I don't like ugly lines like that. Oh. But let me just go ahead and complete that. We ain't got time for ugly lines like that. Cool. Body is done. Okay, this one will be a little bit more coloring. This is the headphones. Let's make the ears blue. What did I do with did I make the headband blue? No. I'm gonna make it a dark blue though. But not the navy. And definitely keep the ears. I wanna still simplify the color palette. So I'm trying to this is the same color as Joe's beak. Could make the headband black. Actually, do that for. I don't think that'll look good. It might look good because it's like on such a bright red. But I can change this color since we're under. So there's that. There's just like straight up navy, and then oh wait, if I do want to do this, I need to put it on. We'll just say like headband. We'll probably adjust. This is the only color I'm confused about, but that's like if we went a little bit lighter, which I think I like. So we're gonna take color overlay, make it that color, and then just kind of like go up a bit. Okay. I think I like that. Somewhere in that range. Big. Alright, then we add her head color. guess make these two things the same color, potentially. What did I do in the... Oh, I made that blue. Actually, I think I do like the blue cat blue here. So let's take that here. I think this will be one of the few layers that gets a shadow layer to it. Grab the fill. Let's make that fill a mask. And then we're going to grab the blue. We're going to do hard light. It's usually what I like to do. Let's maybe make it like 15% opacity. So I'm going to just do like little things like this. Just to add a little bit more depth. It's subtle, but I think it'll help. Help just a little bit. And then, of course, we can always just increase that a little bit. So maybe like 20%? Maybe. CC headphones when? Also GM Moss? I know, right? Like, so I have these headphones. These are my gaming headphones. And I really want blue ones of these. There was a time that Cool Cats did talk to Razer at one point. Ugh. Back when every company wanted to be in Web3. And then they all left. They all gutted their Web3 department. But we talked about it. We had talked about blue headphones, and I wanted that to be a reality so badly. But alas, those days are behind us. So I'm thinking about making my own. Left arm. Left arm. One day. It'll happen. They'll be back with FOMO, I know. It's starting to feel that way. It's starting to feel like how NFTs felt at the beginning of 2021. Not when the hype started, but like the bubbling before it happened. Back when we were all on oh shoot, oh my god, I completely forgot the app. That's how non-existent the app is now. Oh god, what was the app where everyone... What was the Twitter Space app before Twitter Space? Clubhouse? Yeah, Clubhouse. CC Razer would be huge. I know, because Razer's the one company who... yeah, thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue. Man, because Razer's the one company who's like willing to do a bright color. They're the only company who did like pink for like a laptop and headphones and like all of the peripherals. But yeah, that's why when they come back, when these companies come back, we're ready. We're ready, and we just have all the stuff that we're ready to use. Okay, so now that we've done all of the parts, it should just be good to go. Cool. All layered fine. And then now that I've seen it, I was kind of waiting till the end. Instead of erasing it, I am going to add a mask. And I want to do this. And you know what? I don't think I'm gonna make the feathers in the back do anything different. Ooh. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It just needs to... I want some of it erased. That still doesn't look good. Maybe, no, I'll take it back. Let's just leave it as is. It'll make our life easier, that's for sure. Okay, so we need the face. Let me, there's some lines on here that shouldn't be here anymore. I think it's this one. Get rid of that. This one. Okay. All right, and now I'm gonna bring the sketch back to the front. Okay. Now we're gonna draw the face, which is definitely the most important part here. And the hardest part. Cool. We need to revisit that. Yeah, 100%. Almost. That was almost there. I want her to want her beak to feel more like it's smiling. There we go. On that little like up point. And then I feel like I am just gonna make these overlap. Those are wildly different sizes. Which size do I like more here? I feel like I like the one I just drew. I think that they're just about... Wow, look at that. I love when I can draw something exactly the same height. I can like eyeball it. So let's maybe instead of erasing all of it, we'll just erase some of it. We're gonna erase all of it. We can redo this. We can redo this. Because this eye does need to be just a tiny bit bigger. But it was like a lot bigger. So. Dude, eyes are what I struggled a lot on stream specifically. And take the easy way out. Actually, and let me put this on its own layer too. Angle it up in size. Okay. That looks better. I'm realizing, wait. I feel like we could take her entire face here and maybe go a little bit bigger altogether. What if I squished it a little bit? Okay, I like where that's going. Almost there. Oh, you know, I can get rid of the sketch now. That would help. Now let's get rid of that, and let's really look at this. Oh, I realize there's an error. There's a mistake right there with the arm. Dude. I might be over analyzing this, but I just want it to, we're spending this much time on the emote. I want it to be just, I want it to be one of those emotes that we never like have to redo and is a fan favorite. And I just feel like jamming emotes always perform well. Emotes that let you show you're into the music. Okay, let's try that, but I gotta retrace it now. There we go. But before I do that, let me look at this arm real quick. And that's a better spot for it. And then let's erase some of the fill here. You know, what do we do here? What do we do? I guess I make a fill or a mask, but we'll do that. I guess really I would erase this, and on the body layer let's make a temporary fill where this is just underneath it. Do what? Stop. Stop. All right, there we go. That's a good way of finding a solve here. Cool. That should work. Okay. And then curious, this arm could probably go in a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And then let's finish the face. Okay, so one thing I was debating as I was drawing that is, do we want Joe's eyes to be open, closed, or what? So I'm gonna try open first, see what that looks like. Because I feel like you get more life in a character when their eyes are open. But she is jamming to music, so. And we can always make multiple versions of it. So. But I will. I'm gonna make that as is. So this is the fill. This is the outline, and then let's add like pupils as its own layer. Because she could blink too. We can always make her blink. Oh, my arm. Okay, close. Let's erase some of that. Just like, I mean, that's really how her eyes are drawn, but for some reason it just feels so like staring into your soul. So let's try something out where we add whereas that makes it a little less staring into your soul. Okay. So this is with her eyes open, and then we're gonna put a layer on top of this where her eyes are closed. Okay. And then, okay. I'm not quite sure how I want to do this, but I'm actually gonna use black this time. I forget if the eyelid is like, you want the darker eyelid on top or the bottom. I forget how most people do it. Or both, I forget. And so we will add a hard light and and we didn't add okay, she needs those. So now she can also blink and have her eyes closed. So that's her blinking. And I don't want to do the in-between of blinking. We'll just make it a frame of her blinking. Okay, so let's take the one thing I don't like about the shine is how it... There we go. That's a better spot for the shine. Okay. It was creating like a weird little line right here, if you can see my mouse. I don't like that, so we move it there. And it gets rid of that weirdness. Okay, well, that's Joe. So now we gotta animate this, and that is the next. That's the tough part here. So we will make this the face. And we'll get rid of the sketch. Got everything here. We'll get rid of the guide. And I think window, let's get our animation set up here. We're gonna need a lot of layers, so. And real quick, I'm gonna save a new file here. Export animator. We might want to come back to this. So Joe Jam animated. And then now that we're all saved, let's go back to Photoshop. Sorry. Alright, let me look at something real quick. Let me just check in on some stuff real quick. Okay. I need to put this. 2 hours, cool. Okie doke. We're in here. We are in here and we need to get rid of what is already in here. So we drew this at the correct scale, which means we should be good to go. And let's move all of this. So let's find... That seems like a good starting point for Joe. Right there. And so the only thing I'm worried about is... So everything's on its own layer. And I forget if we were to combine all these into its own layer. So it's just like Joe Jam. So the overall folder is Joe Jam. I'm doing a little learning here, so don't expect me to get this right away. So we got Joe here, and maybe I put too many layers here, or too much space there, and then we can, that's perfect. Okay, so I forget if I can only do opacity. Okay. Alright, so that's what I figured. There might be some layers I want to combine here. Like, what do I actually want to move here? Because I want to make her bounce up and down, but the problem with that is everything is separate, so I need to make sure everything is going down at the same time and up at the same time. And that could be very simple, just, let's open all of these. Oh, not like that. Okay. Okay, here's what I did wrong. One sec. All right, I'm gonna delete that. We're gonna make a whole nother version of Joe here as backup. Well, I guess, no, let's just save that. We're gonna have two versions of the face. Eyes open and eyes closed. Okay. Basically, I'm merging everything, so now it's just images, or like flat images. All right, merge group, left arm, merge. But I can still make her eyes open and close. Yep. Merge group, and merge group. So I need to decide if there's anything I don't want to move on its own, because it would help us out just to have it together. So the head has to be there. The head could join the body, the right. Well, no, I want the right arm to move, the feathers. So we could make the body, or the head, the body, and the feathers. We could put all those on their own layer. So let's just go ahead and do that. Merge layers here. We got the head, got the right arm, left arm. Actually, I feel like the left arm could also join the rest of it. So let's merge that. Okay. So I'm reducing the amount of things that we're going to animate here, but I think that's probably for the best. So body. And then before I move any further, I am going to cancel this and don't save because I saved right before we merged everything. So now everything we need to animate is right here. And to kind of show you what the layers look like, looks like that. But you're not going to miss much not seeing the layers here. So I'm going to put those back and get this window back to where it needs to be. Okay. Actually, probably don't even need the rulers anymore. There we go. So we can hide that. All right. And so then we need to take Joe here. Okay. So it's almost like I want to animate everything at the first, everything going just up and down. And then we will make, once we like the motion of her bouncing up and down, similar to how she is down there, that's where we can add the little differences. Okay. So she'll have her eyes open for the majority of it, but for the time being, all right. If I was using any actual animation software, this would be a lot easier. I'm gonna say that every time I try to animate in Photoshop. All right, so we want to be on 2 frames here. Because these can move up and down. That's basically the difference between, this was the main objective of today, was literally just being able to, oh, I like her face there more, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'm gonna actually move them there. That looks way better already. And so maybe I need to remember the clicks that I do. I'm like thinking about the math or whatever here. We can duplicate those. Oh, not like that though. Duplicate that. That there. And so this is the body. Alright. 1, 2. There's a better way to do this, I know it. Oh well. Right arm. And I guess these can be on the same layer. Wait, why isn't one of them? Ooh. What? Huh? What happened here? What happened here? Okay, wait. If I hide one of them, so that has a beak. That one does not have a beak. Oh. Okay. Well, found out the issue. Not sure how that happened. I think it had to do with when I was merging layers. Okay, so now I can merge those and we should be good. Okay. Blink. Alright, she'll only blink once. So let's just throw the blink needs to be in there whenever. The blink should probably come at the end, so let's do this. So we want her to go down and then up and down, just up, down, up, down, up, down. There's nothing wrong with how I already did it with the emote. She'll be a little bit smaller, I just realized, but hey, thanks for the follow, by the way. Appreciate that. Welcome on in. We are animating one of my characters here, and we're watching an amateur animator try to figure it out. But we're redoing the little Joe Jam that's in the corner under chat. Okay. So relay needs to start with the body. So the body's going to go down. 1, 2. And then 1, 2. And her face is going to delay. The face is not going to immediately go 1, 2. So it creates like a lag. And then when she goes all the way to the bottom, there'll also be a lag. So let's duplicate that. Let's duplicate that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa here. What happened? Wait, what just happened? Oh my goodness. Okay. Right arm. Duplicate. Okay. And really, I'm gonna move her blinking somewhere else. We will add that later. Okay, and then I want her body. I went 2 clicks. Now I'm just gonna go like 1 to soften the last. And then now her face is gonna do the 2 clicks. So. It'll make sense when it animates, I promise. And then we're gonna hold these frames for 2 and then have her face now. This is actually this is where the blinking should come in. So let me switch that around. And we can make the blink 2 layers too. But now that needs to go. Let's get our onion layers out. That needs to go right here, but then go 1, 2. Okay. And then we can. I love that. Just 1 arm in the air. Okay. Let's at least try it. No. Okay, and it'll make more sense when we go back up. Okay, let's keep going here. So now we're just going to do the reverse. So we can duplicate that, put it at the end. Duplicate. Actually, we might just want to hold that for even longer. Alright, and then all of this we will adjust as we continue. And I think we skipped the middle frame, but I'm going to duplicate it, put it at the end. Okay, where's... Oh my gosh. Alright, so we have the lag. Do. And then it holds there. That's maybe that's a little too long to hold. And then her body starts going up again. I could probably go like 1 down. Now her face goes like that, and then we duplicate these. And her body will continue to go 1, 2. Maybe go 3. Let's just exaggerate it. 1, 2, 3. And then this one will go 1, 2. Okay, that doesn't quite look how I thought it would. I know I said trust the process. It'll be there. We will work on this. It might have been good to just hide this layer completely and just... Because now we can do things with her arm. I had to bust out. Oh my gosh, that's hard to look at. So. You got a little movement there. Not fast enough. It needs to be. So let's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Still not fast enough. Okay. Maybe there's no hold frame like I said there was. And I wonder if there's like a BPM I should be going to. So her right arm here is the one that I needs to like be exaggerated. It goes from like 2 to almost. It's definitely choppy. How I really should have done this was all outlines before the color. Because we're about to do this, and this is really crazy to look at. But it lets us see how it all animates here. See? So on this layer, we're gonna redo this because I only care about the frame that's before it, not after it. So we're gonna do 0. So now I can just see what's before it. And so we know we can go up a little bit. Really, we're just trying to make sure that like armpit right here, I can point to it on the screen too. Like right here, we want to make sure that's in the same spot. And so we go here. Let's move that there. And this one's already kind of in a nice spot, but we want that there. And now it's going to be going the other way. Hey CLON, first time I can join your stream. What's up, Club? How you doing? Welcome on in. I hope you're enjoying it. I don't know if you just tuned in, but I'm basically redoing the Joe jam that we did that's in the corner below chat. We did that on Tuesday's stream, but it was the last emote I needed to do, and I felt like it was rushed, and I felt like it could be cooler. So we're reanimating it. And I hope what I just did actually made sense. It kind of works. I know there's no face. Here, let's add the face back. It's a little jarring to not see it with the face. Okay, so the face might be completely busted here. I have not reanimated. But yeah, I wanted it to be more of like a jam. So that blink definitely needs to hold for a whole frame here. So it looks silly. Love the drawing and animation. I'm curious what tool you're using right now. So right now I'm using, to draw, I'm using this beast of a Wacom Cintiq. Which is definitely like, if you're ever trying to step up to a professional level of illustration, it's definitely a great one to use because I like to use Photoshop, which is the program that we're in right now, to do all of my illustration. It's a lot of fun. So I forgot my train of thought. I apologize. So we're using Photoshop, which I will be the first one to say, if you are actually trying to get into animation, don't use Photoshop. I do it because I'm too lazy to learn something new, and I love Photoshop a lot. And I like Photoshop because of the like range it gives you of what you can do. But if you're just trying to get, I always say this to everyone who asks, if you're just trying to get an illustration but don't want to break the bank, using an iPad with Procreate is awesome. Like, it is a great way to illustrate. There's just certain things I don't like about Procreate. That's the reason I don't use it. So it can be a professional standard for like frame by frame, but there's like Adobe Animate that they have, and I think that's definitely a better one. Personally, I love being able to do frame by frame and not put something to like a rig. The animation rig where all the limbs are like perfectly jointed together. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think it looks robotic. And it can be done well. I mean, they did it for our animation. Titmouse did. Let me get those onion layers back real quick. Are those showing? Yeah, okay. So sorry if this looks crazy. I guess I do. Maybe I will go against what I was kind of saying earlier. And then when it's at the... Oh no. Ah. It's always so hard to get... There we go. So hard to get whatever's in the bottom layer back. And then when we hit the bottom here, I realized I was moving the face too much. I think my theory was correct with how it needed to animate. Okay, this might not look good. Yeah, my theory was kind of correct, but really this needs to be more like right there. And then... Oh, I see. I need to make this 2 layers. I need to duplicate that. Okay, let me start from the beginning again. Alright, let me start her face there, because that's more where Joe's face actually should go. And then as she starts to go down, we're not going to go down a lot, but just a little bit. A little bit. And then this layer... Actually, that one was probably in a good spot. And then we hit the bottom here. And that's when we make a little bit more of a drastic... and then she starts to go back up. And then what I want to know is, where is this face on the... It's right there. And this one's right there. Let me go kind of meet in the middle. Go like there. Okay. And then we can delete this one and get rid of the onion frames. The blink is a little too much. So let's duplicate all of those and duplicate all of those and duplicate... No. Don't duplicate all of those. We're going to get rid of the blink entirely. And we're going to redo this. So I see this vision of how the face should move. Wait, there's no movement from here to here. Wait a minute. Oh, there's like a whole... Here, let me get rid of that and get rid of that. Okay. Let me make sure that actually works again. Why is it so slow? Resolution. it definitely slowed down. And I'm not sure why. Let me save. Huh. Alright, well that doesn't matter. We can keep going. Okay. So we start with our... Really what I should be doing is keyframing. So we know we like the face right there. Okay, so I held those frames twice. Alright, getting rid of the face again. Go down, down. Hate to say this, but I'm gonna start over. Because I feel like I learned something on that first go at it. So we're gonna have the face back this time. Okay. And then the eyes maybe go there. Oh, I got rid of the blink at some point. Whoops. Dang it. Alright, it's okay. We'll just get the blink back. Oh wait, there's the blink. Okay, that's the front. Alright, we're gonna get rid of everything. And we're gonna start at the front again. Okay. That's where it should be, around there. And then let's make sure that's in the same place. Oh my gosh. Okay. I really just want to move the blink out there. Alright, duplicate that. Duplicate this. So think this one through. So keyframes. We're thinking about keyframes here. So keyframes are your most important frames. So let's say that's the lowest. Say that's the lowest Joe will go. So she goes from here to there. And I am going to get rid of the face one more time. And maybe the arm. So boom, boom. And then we need like the height of where she'll go. Undo that. Duplicate that one. Animating is a puzzle. 1, 2, 3. So that's like the maximum. Listen up, fellow interns. Looks like we're getting a free lesson here. Yeah, I'm like learning on the go. I know the principles of animation, but like I mean, really we should start down first at the lowest point and then do and because like if we're just gonna keep this as simple as possible, this would be the animation. But where I want to kind of like fine tune that is in between, and then when it pops up, we'd add just we're adding just a 1 down. It goes. Up. And then we're going back down. So we'll duplicate that one to there. And then actually I'm going to duplicate it again so we know. So then, since that's the down one, we're doing 1. So then this should be a tiny bit smoother looking. versus what we just did. Yeah, it feels like Joe's waiting for the beat to drop. Yeah, because like you don't want it to start static in the middle and then go down. So I think that's good. And we will animate it without ever closing the eyes, and then we will decide on one of the frames to blink so that it feels a little bit more alive. Alright, so now we get the arm out, and we decide where we want that on the lowest frame. So, and then if I name these, this is like down 1. Sorry, I'm being really, I care too much about this right now. Middle, up, between, and then this is up, down, and then this is middle again, and then the next one is down in between. Okay, so now we know which one we're animating with. So down, I feel like her arm should well, here, let's, before we just destroy that one. Okay, so our arm should go, what's happening here? There we go. Arm should go like down. How would you want it? When you go down, you want that, or like as you go up, you're like that. Actually, that feels better. Okay, so when she's down, her arm goes up. That. And then when she's all the way up, which is that frame, her arm will actually come down. Like that. Let's make sure we kind of have that in the same room. We don't. We need this to go up a little bit more. That. Okay, so that's the keyframe of it. So now let's duplicate what's there, show the onion layer. So this is where she's starting to go up. So as she goes up, she goes out. Duplicate that again, and we know we want the arm to eventually make it. Ooh. Okay. Is there any difference between these two? And so that's middle, so we want the same arm that was used for middle. We'll duplicate that and put it to the end, and the same one that we used for down, we'll duplicate that and put that on the end, but then go up 1. Alright, let's see if that worked. Definitely feels exactly like it was before. So we're gonna smooth that out now. So like really there should be like a dot to where that armpit needs to go. And then go a little more. That I'm okay with. Okay, and at a certain point I'm spending too much time on this, so let's now do the face. Alright, when the head is down. Goes there, and then when it's in the middle, we know it's there. And then when it's at the tippy top, it's up there. So then we can duplicate the layers that we already know. So middle, we'll go back to middle. Oh gosh, there, there. We'll duplicate that one, there. Then go down one. I think I did that. Oh, I did it. There we go. That's how the face should look. Oh, let's go. Okay, cool. I was getting worried there for a second. Okay, that's a little cleaner right there. He's like head bobbing to it. And if I got really into it, the headphones would shake with it, the feathers in the back would shake with it, but we're not doing that. So now that is complete. We're just gonna duplicate this one more time, two more, oh wait, one more time. Jeez, what just happened? I don't understand. Okay. Okay, so we need to duplicate all of those. And then I'm gonna do it again. Okay. We're gonna repeat that, do that, do that. So we're gonna have it cycle 3 times. Wait. I mean, make sure it actually worked. Okay, and then for one of the down, this one, we are going to put that in replace and then delete that one. Oh, well, not delete it yet. Put the onion layers on. Right, that's where it should be. Then we delete the past one, get rid of the onion layers. So now she should blink once. Okay, and that blink could hold for a little bit longer. So since these two are basically the same, we're gonna duplicate again, put the onion layers on, and make sure, yeah, right there. And then delete the one that was there, get rid of the onion layers. So now that blink should last a little bit longer. Yeah. Makes me wonder if I should like, I think I will. Let's see. Wait, how many layers is that? So that means I went 6 layers. So take another 6, duplicate it. Another 6, duplicate it. Last 6, duplicate it again. Yeah, the blink was like happening too frequently. I really want to like stretch that out. So have your minted Cool Cat and your CLON receipt 1 of 1. Let's go. Wait, did I not draw it? Uh-oh. I know there were some leftovers. But I hope you're doing well. Oh, dude, that's iconic. That is absolutely iconic that you have that. Oh my god. I mean, that's literally how the name was created. That picture is the birth of CLON. The Arby's receipt. Oh man. Yeah, that's amazing. Welcome on in. I think we just finished animating this, which feels good. 'Cause it was a labor of love. And I was yapping a lot at the beginning, so let's say that probably took 2.5 hours to animate. Yeah. But fun to see the process. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on into the stream. And if you don't know already, I'm always streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes there's a bonus day on the weekends. But then on Wednesday, Link streams, and every other Wednesday, Custom Land will stream after Link. And so we did a Custom Land stream this week. Okay, I'm feeling great about this. So what I want to know is, I should theoretically be able to. I might need to open another one here. No, not that one. This one. I need the Joe copy layer style here. And so I should be able to group all these together, call it Joe Jam, and then add the layer style. Yep. Okay, so now it has, you probably can't see it that well, but it has a little pink outline around it. I think the stream's going well too. Obviously, we both know it's going to be a slow crawl until we get a bigger audience, but it's been nice to get the feedback we have been getting on it from people. And I think that what I've realized is a lot of people watch it after, you know, whenever they can, which is not necessarily when it's live. Dude, that Joe goes in. And so the good news is, because I'm probably going to stop the animation part of this today because I've been at it for too long. But I'm at least going to animate this to see how it feels. I usually throw it in Discord. So let's file export as, and then we pull up this window here. Go to GIF. Okay. Why does this window look different? Wait a minute. Right. That's because I like the export for web legacy one, because then you get to dial in how many colors it is. Sorry, one sec. Okay, so we know Joe is, let's count the colors here, because this is kind of important. We got 1 color for the outline, 2 for Joe's color, 3 for Blue Cat Blue, 4 for the shadow of Blue Cat Blue, 5 for the beak and in the ears, 6 for the outline, 7 for the white, 8 for the necklace. Did I count the okay, that looks like nothing changed. Oh wait, except for the necklace. 1, 2, 3, so maybe let's add 10 colors here. But the fewer colors I ask it to do, why is that different? Maybe 12? Oh, 12? Huh. 16? Okay, there we go. We got that back. No, I got that, but it didn't want to make the necklace yellow for some reason. I wanted to do a bunch of other colors outside of that. And really you could go in here and like, I think start taking out colors, but I don't know which one's which. And honestly, it's okay. 16 is already low enough, but I'm not sure. It's always weird how it works. And then will it show? Felt like it skipped for a second, but oh, cool. We did 24 frames. That's great. Joe Jam. I think I'm gonna save over Joe. Oh, I didn't put it on here. Oh, Joe Jam GIF. We'll do Joe Jam V2 for this one. Okay, let's open Discord here. I'm gonna go to full cam. I'm gonna go full cam just in case it shows anything. All right, and I usually drop whatever I did on stream into general chat to hope it works. Yeah, let's go. It looked good. I'm just making sure all the frames are connecting the way they should. Cool. I like that Joe Jam way more than the one I did before. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm all like, my muscles are tight. I went bowling and I guess I went too hard with bowling. Okay. Well, I think that wraps up the drawing portion of the stream. I usually like to go anywhere between 2 to 3 hours for the drawing portion. And so I am going to play a little bit of Pokemon because I just set something up for the first time with the Pokemon streams that some people might find cool if you're into the Pokemon streams. If not, you're going to be like, I don't care. So let me save everything. I don't save that. Let me get rid of this. Cool. Okay. Oh, it's almost time for my cats to eat. Hey, Snug, wake up. Actually, I'm going to hit it with a BRB real quick. But actually, I'll just say goodbye to everyone on the drawing streams. I'm about to switch over to exclusively just being on Twitch, and I'm just going to play a little bit of Pokemon because it's a nice way for me to unwind. And so if you like classic Pokemon, it's a great thing to watch. And it's a challenge where I have to beat the game with just one single Pokemon, and it's randomized. So let me switch off everything. I'm going to hit the BRB, and I'm going to go feed my cats. So I'll be right back.